All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to the hopeful elect brothers out there pushing this truth. This is the brother Lahab coming to you with another lesson. All right. Someone sent this to me off of TikTok, and I had did some research on it, and it's really kind of hard to even figure out if it's true. But what I found on the internet, it was some articles because I'm gonna let this guy explain, but it was some articles on it, as far as what's going on, that I found on the internet. But that's how you know that they're trying to keep this thing hush hush, because they're really not prepared for the backlash, the aftermath that's going to come with trying to go into this sovereign nation that is Iran. All right, but we know at the end of the day it's going to be like that, because the Lord is going to keep on putting it in these Khazar deniers' hearts to keep on trying to gain access to that land and in full control, man. Because that's what it's all about. It's about world domination. All these different nations, they're trying to control the entire earth and all its inhabitants and all its resources. But I'm gonna let this play, and Lord's will, I'm gonna come back with some spiritual commentary.
All right, well, it is official. Israel just hit Iran, and whether you are ready or not, prophecy is moving. If you've been waiting for a sign to open your Bible, this is it. It is starting. It's been going. But this is officially starting. We see the tension. Matthew 24, Ezekiel 38, Psalm 83. Jesus said to watch the signs. Paul said that we're not in darkness, that this day should overtake us.
I'm gonna end it right there, because he goes off on a name. But hey, one thing he did point out was what? Ezekiel 38. All right, Ezekiel 38, man, and we can get it. This is Ezekiel 38 and 2. It says, "Son of man, set thy face against Gog and Magog, in the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army." As a matter of fact, since I said that, what goes perfectly with this is what? Isaiah 21. Because that's the link up. All right. The Iranians, all right, which are the modern day Persians, and the Russians, which are the modern day Medes, are gonna take down Babylon, via, like it says in Ezekiel the 38th chapter. That's talking about Russia coming back to this world's war, man. All right. Not to mention, what's going on with the other different countries and trying to gain access to places like Greenland. Lord's will, I'll come back to you with another lesson on that. All right. Because America's talking about trying to get Greenland, and all the nations are trying to fight over territory of that land, And to be honest, America's trying to do what? What are they trying to do? They're trying to invade Greenland. All right. Same way that the tiny tops or the Khazar deniers are trying to invade Iran. So I think I skipped over it. This is Isaiah 21 and 11. Actually, I'm gonna start at verse 9. It says, "And behold, here cometh a chariot of men with a couple of horsemen. And he answered and said, Babylon is fallen, and all the graven images of her gods he has broken unto the ground." All right. It says, "O my threshing in the corn of my floor, that which I have heard of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the power of Israel have I declared unto you." Right, because this is the end, threshing, going into a harvest, man. All right. That we were talking about a prophesying of the end, man. All right. which the end is going to come with what? Thermonuclear destruction, where this place called America is not going to be it's not going to be inhabitable at all. All right, not in Florida. All right, not off the coast of of New York. All right, 5 boroughs, none of that, man. The West Coast, none of that. It's all going to be completely destroyed. All right, it says the burden of, and along with the cause are deniers in our land, man. The burden of Dumah, he calleth to me out of Seir. Watchman, what of the night? Watchman, what of the night? All right. The watchman said, the morning cometh and also the night. If ye will inquire ye, return and come. The burden upon Arabia, in the forest in Arabia shall ye lodge, O ye traveling companions of the Danim. The inhabitants of the land of Timah water to him that was thirsty. They prevented with their bread him that fled. For they fled from the swords, from the drawn sword, and from the bent bow, and from the grievousness of the war, which, like I said, is going to go into the thermonuclear destruction, man. All right, you know, that's pretty much it on that. But hey, yeah, the Arabians, the dragons of Arabia, all right, they're gonna come into this war, man. All right. As a matter of fact. Here it is, yeah. This is 2 Ezra 15 and 27. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them, for the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. And that's what's going to happen, because guess what? You know, we saw that happen earlier last year, where the whole Muslim world was about the war against the cards of deniers, man. So the Lord is going to do what? He's just like he's going to put it into Russia's heart. He's going to put it back into those Ishmaelites and Elamites, the whole Arab world, into that mindset of coming against y'all and not stopping. Because hey, Iran just not too long ago declared nuclear war. It said complete, officially nuclear war, not nuclear war, Slaki. They declared complete war against America. But not only America, what they said, the U.S., the cards are deniers in our land, in Europe, which what? That goes into the dragon, all right? You know, the woman that sitteth upon many waters, which is Babylon, all right? America, all right? Along with the full control of those cards are deniers, you know, bringing back the Roman Empire through Europe, man. All right, it's the same beast. All right. Then these shall be troubled and keep silence through their power and shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them and consume some of them, and in their host shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. All right. Because the Most High is about to bring a great war, man, where he's going to bring all these nations down, because none of them are going to come on top. All right, but he's just using it's chess. All right, it's chess. All right, that's all the Most High is doing with these other nations, is playing chess, man. All right. But, you know, I had to even type in, like, that date, you know, that specific date. What was that, like 2 days ago? You know, on the 18th, you know, because you really couldn't even find anything. All right. The Ayatollah. Let's see here. See what kind of information.
I'm a nobody who created 3 online courses in 2020 that hit 6- and 7-figure run rates just 30 days after.
According to a report put together by Iranian doctors, the death toll in the demonstrations in Iran is more than 16,500. President Trump is now saying for the first time that regime change is needed. At the same time, Trump is indicating that diplomacy is still the preferred solution. More from ILTV's Steve Leibowitz.
The report put together by Iranian doctors says that most of the more than 16,000 dead are young people under 30, and that a further 330,000 people were injured, with much of the brutal government massacre of its own people coming over a 2-day period. The regime is now moving to consolidate control after weeks of deadly unrest that began over economic distress and evolved into direct challenges to Iran's theocratic rule. In a first, U.S. President Donald Trump appears to call for the end of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei's rule in Iran. Trump told Politico it's time to look for new leadership in Iran, criticizing Khamenei personally and labeling him a sick man who should stop killing people. Trump described Iran as the worst place to live anywhere in the world and said the supreme leader's best decision was canceling the execution of over 800 political dissidents. Publicly, Trump said Iran's alleged decision to cancel planned executions of protesters had a major impact on his decision not to launch a military strike, at least for now.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to get on that, man. All right, we see what's going on. We see the plan that they don't really care about hiding anymore, even though they still lying, but everything's pretty much all out. It's all about a world takeover, man. But we already know that that's not going to go as planned, all right? As a matter of fact, I'm going to get ready to end it off. This is Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 15. Woe unto them that seek to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahweh, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us, and who knoweth us? The Most High is exposing you. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. That's the reason why the nation's not playing around with you anymore, man. All right? It's like you dating a chick, or you dating somebody, and you know exactly what they're doing. You know their MO. But it's like you just telling them to at least be upfront about it, because hey, it'll be a lot easier whether I'm gonna choose to deal with this or deal with you and your nonsense. But at least I'm not getting a runaround. Or if you are an enemy, I know I'm gonna just treat you like an enemy. But the thing is, with America, they act like a friend that is really an enemy, man. All right, they use people, they use their allies until they have no need of them, and then they strike deals against their allies, like China. China was somewhat of an ally. But some of the deals that America was making last year financially were going against them until not even last year, probably up to, it was about 2-3 years ago with all them damn tariffs. All right. They don't know how to make friends. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed of him that framed it, or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? All right. Is it not yet a very little while, and Lebanon shall be turned into a fruitful field, and the fruitful field shall be esteemed as the forest, right? Because the Most High is he's gonna set us up and pull you down. And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness, right? Because it all starts with the truth. The restoration of our nation, it starts with this truth. The meek also shall increase in their joy in the Lord Yahweh, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. All right. Tawadatam Yahweh. So with that, I'm going to end this lesson off and give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Lord willing, this has been an edifying lesson. Shalom and a Bible ball.